Hey everyone, how's it going? Chris Gildart here. When I got my Switch, I thought my first review would be something like Mario Odyssey or Breath of the Wild. When I paid less than $10 for this game, I didn't think that I'd be compelled to review it in the first 5 minutes.
I said it in my review of Dust and Elysian Tale that I'm not much of an indie gamer. I don't have much nostalgia for pixel-style graphics. Don't get me wrong, they look great, but I didn't get deep into gaming until the PS1 where polygons were the popular thing to do. I got the Switch mainly because I had already bought Fire Emblem Warriors for both this system and the 3DS. When I found the 3DS felt a little underpowered for this title, I did something I don't usually do. I traded in some games just so I could afford this system out of nowhere. Later on, I bought Fate Extella, and I got a couple other games for Christmas, but here I am, talking to you about a little game called Kamiko. After buying Fate Extella, I got a little tired of the hack-and-slash gameplay, and I wanted something different to enjoy on my new console. I was looking through the eShop and found this game for $6.99. So I did some research to see if it was on any other console, and I actually found out it was a Switch exclusive.
So I guess the question is Kamiko a good game given its price? Well, let's find out with the first Pro.
Aside from the visuals, the first thing you'll notice when you load up Kamiko is that you have a character selection. There are 3 characters to choose from and each play differently. Yamato uses a sword and plays very similar to Link in the classic 2D Zelda games, you know, if he had a 3-hit combo. Uzume uses a bow. She's really useful against distant enemies, but isn't quite as good in close quarters. And Hiname uses a sword and shield. She throws her shield and while it's in mid-air, you can attack with her sword. This can take some getting used to. Honestly, I died a lot more with her than with the first 2. Having such different playstyles lends to its replayability. Even though each character goes through the same stages, it doesn't feel too repetitive. There are hidden chests and secrets to be found in each level, so be sure to use your character's abilities to their best and find every nook and cranny. While playing, I chose Hiname first because, well, red's my favorite color. And I didn't actually get to find the extra life expansion in the first stage. I actually found it later while I was using Uzume. You can also hold down the attack button to do a much more powerful attack. Again, this is similar to Link. Yamato, as the sword user, spins around quickly and can be controlled to deal lots of damage to individual enemies, or take out a whole group of them. Uzume unleashes a whole slew of arrows that home in on enemies, and Hiname flings her shield and circles around you. Each character provides a different playstyle and can help anyone get into this game very easily. My personal favorite is Yamato. Very classic. Con! Variety is something I hold highly. Being able to choose different weapons, characters, and costumes can go a long way in sustaining my attention to your game. And that is why I am so disappointed that no matter what character you pick, you'll be going through the exact same stages, fighting the exact same bosses in the exact same order. Now, I know a lot of retro games don't have as much variety as modern AAA titles, but this would at least be considered a modern game. It might not be AAA, but I was really hoping for a lot more variety than this. The visuals are excellent, and I do want to play more of this game, like a lot more, but replaying the same stages over and over again is just not my idea of fun. I found myself struggling to get varied footage, and I didn't really want to go back to a stage I just beat as one character to get footage for another. You might not notice it too much when you play through the game one character at a time, but then again, you might not even want to replay it if you know that you won't be getting too much of a new experience either. By the time I took on the first boss for the 3rd time, I had completely memorized how to beat it and won in a matter of seconds. There was no challenge and it wasn't that much fun because I knew exactly what to expect.
Pro.
Now, you may have to fight the same bosses with all 3 characters, but since each character plays so different, you'll have to go in with a fresh mindset every time. You need to understand the character's different abilities enough to know when to run, when to attack, what angle to attack from, and how to deal with the ads that continue to spawn throughout the fight. I found that some characters might be a bit better than others against certain bosses. It can almost feel like you're playing a different version of the same game. Kind of like Pokemon Red and Blue. You'll not get tired of trying new ways to take out bosses as well as explore these stages. Your first play through the bosses are some of the best moments in the game, trying to figure out their patterns and how your character should react to them. You might die a couple of times at first, but it's never disheartening. You almost feel empowered by your deaths. Each attempt you learn something new that will help you in your next try. That being said, you probably won't die too many times, especially if you play this game through in one sitting. The longer you play it, the stronger you become. There's no RPG style stats. You deal the same damage and take the same damage through the entire game. It's just a matter of knowing your character more and more that helps you overcome the bosses that this game throws at you. Con! Now, you may have noticed one fact that I mentioned in the last point, that this game gets easier and easier the longer you play it, and if you play through it in one sitting, you'll have absolutely no problem, and that's where the con is. You can play this whole game in just one sitting. And not even that long of a sitting either. The first time I beat this game, I put 48 minutes into it. I even explored and found a good chunk of the collectibles. I felt like I took my time, but it looks like I didn't. I breezed through the game and I feel like it could have used another world or two before the end. And I'm the kind of gamer that enjoys shorter games. I'm really busy, and if I have the chance to play through a game without needing to take the next year off of my life, I'm going to take that opportunity. But Kamiko is something that you can get 100% of everything within a couple of days. Just look up a couple of walkthroughs to help you find the secrets, extra health, and mana. I've no clue what it's called. It's the blue bar thing. Trust me, if you buy this, it will be completed with ease.
Pro!
So continuing on from the last point, that was continuing on from the point before it, the very short length actually plays into this game's biggest strength, speedrunning. Trying to get the best time on each of the levels is one of the funnest challenges this game has to offer. Sprinting past enemies, still grabbing all the health increases you can, and abusing every cheesy method you can think of for each of the bosses. Speedrunning this game is not only fun, but it's probably the biggest thing that keeps you coming back. There were times where I actually wanted to restart the whole game just because I thought I could get a better time on a stage. I casually went through the game the first time with each of the 3 characters, then trying to get the best time with Yamato. You also have to memorize the spawn areas if you're going to sprint everywhere. You don't want to accidentally run into an enemy and lose some precious health, especially if you're skipping those health boosts. The game really works the risk and reward in this aspect. I'm not much of a speedrunner, but trying to get a good time is, well, a good time. Man, I'm sorry, that joke sucked. I'm sorry, I'm better than this.
Con!
Kamiko doesn't have an outright difficulty option, but it does have a pseudo difficulty. Similar to Pokemon, Kamiko's difficulty is hidden in its characters. Yamato being easy, Uzume as normal, leaving Hiname as hard. I mentioned this because I said it before that I like Yamato. The classic Zelda feel she brings to the game is a lot of fun. Uzume's arrows are difficult to aim, and Hiname's range can be hard to work with. But I can honestly say she is OP. I wish she'd only have the classic Link stab, or just something less devastating. Or give Uzume twin stick controls, allow Hiname to switch between her sword and shield. Just something. Uzume is definitely normal, Hiname is definitely hard, but Yamato is the golden Tanuki suit in Mario 3D World. Yamato is the one I beat first with less than an hour to my time. If you really want to speedrun this game and get the absolute best time, you'll want to learn the ins and outs of each stage with Yamato. It's almost sad, to be honest. The main reason I love playing as her is because she makes the game more relaxing. The other 2 characters make the game a challenge, but if you're just sitting down to play the game as a relaxing time, why would you choose them? Overall, Kamiko is an experience I am glad I had. The classic Zelda-style gameplay and the speedrunning fun this game provides is well worth the price of admission. I really enjoyed the varied feeling of the bosses when I went against them with each character. Though I did find the game was too short and the 3 characters go through the same stages, I found these facts didn't hinder my fun too much. I still found the gameplay and art style very charming and looked great both docked and on the go. With that said, I give Kamiko on the Switch a 7 out of 10. Though you'll get your money's worth out of this game, it'll leave you wanting a little bit more. Adding another stage or 2 along with bosses for each additional stage would have gone a long way. Maybe even an additional character after you beat the story with the 3 main girls. There are a lot of things I could continuously say that this game could have done, but what it does on its own is still a fun time. For the price and portability, I think you should pick up Kamiko if you're a fan of classic Zelda clones and maybe you enjoy speedrunning. Don't go in expecting your life to be changed, just go in to have fun. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. Have you played Kamiko? What's your favorite indie game on the Switch so far? I honestly wouldn't say that this is my favorite, but it definitely deserves some praise. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you're not already, and click the notification bell to be told when I upload. If you'd like to help support the channel, there is a Patreon where you can get exclusive updates on where the videos are in production, your name at the end of each monthly video, early uploads, and the Discord group. If you want to watch more videos, you can check out the links on the screen, and of course, I will see you all down in the comments.